Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I thought I would bring you with me out here on this humid but pleasant evening. I thought we could walk out here to the garden and just take a peek at a couple of things. So I have a couple more beds that I'm going to be emptying out, clearing out. I've also got to come out here and do some fertilizing in the morning. I have, it's probably been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since I've done any feeding. So it is definitely time to do some more. The beans are doing really well ever since I sprayed for the bean leaf beetles. I mean, I'm still getting a tiny bit of damage here and there, but not bad. And what I'm getting at this point is lots of little baby beans. You can see those right there? They are all over the place in here, which is great. Very happy to see that. Oh, look at there. That one's about picking size. So I might need to come out here in the morning and do some picking too. These are NT half-runner beans, and like 3 to 4 inches is the ideal picking size. And that is right about there. Now, all right, so you can see my pepper plants that I put in here. They're not super green. So that just tells me they need to be fed some more. You know, the soil that I put in here is organic, but like I've said in the past, organic doesn't mean great. Oh, that jigsaw pepper is doing pretty good. Look at that. Check out all those variegated colors in there. Isn't that neat? I don't know if it shows up, but there's like purple in that. Same with these peppers over here. They definitely need some feeding, so we'll come out here and do some fertilizing. I also need to do some weeding, big time. It's been needing to be done, and now we are definitely at that stage. I need to come out here and bring my weed torch, take care of some of these. I also need a weed eat over near the swing. So my amazing asparagus bed over here, gosh, this bed just makes me so happy. I mean, look at these beautiful zinnias, queen lime zinnias, and my beautiful little sunflowers have opened up. I love sunflowers. So cheerful. My Mongolian giant sunflower has grown at least another 1.5 feet. And can you see that head way up there? Look at that. Way up there. I mean, just to give you perspective, this trellis right here is taller than 6 feet. So you can see it's right there. And then that just keeps on going. That is why I so love Mongolian giant sunflowers, because they are just majestic. They are majestic sunflowers. And I know there's other varieties that get super big like that too, but that is the only variety like that I have grown. And man, I love them. All right, so I think it's time to call it quits on these squash plants right here. I still don't see any squash vine borer signs on these 2 plants, but they are definitely reaching their end. They are getting super crunchy. I'd say it is time to pull these. I have let these go about as long as they're going to do their thing. So these will be my seed source. Ugh. These will be my seed source for my next round of yellow squash. Oop. Get back over there. Those. And then in here, we have got some massive massive zucchinis. Let's see, are you gonna come with me today? Look at the size of that. If only zucchinis grew this big and still had that amazing texture and everything, you know? I mean, these could still be eaten. After you take out the gigantic seeds, you can shred them up and, you know, make zucchini bread and stuff out of them. But I have got a lot of zucchini in my freezer and freeze-dried as well. Oh, I see something that makes me very unhappy right here. You see that? That is not a friend of the garden right there. Army worms, I think. All right, we got another beast down here. Man, crazy big. And then I think I've got one more over here. Oh yeah. Actually, that one's not too bad. I think we'll eat this one. Oh, I see it. Oh, there you are. Look at that. I knew I had another beast out here. So this is the garden bed that I had left the original soil in. Planted lots and lots of sunflowers. Not a lot of them germinated because, well, the seeds weren't really new, but these ones here are starting to grow some heads. They're doing pretty good. I do have some corn down in there, here and there. So probably not enough to actually get anything, you know, not really any germination. But, you know, the whole point of planting the corn was to help pull the junk out of the soil. Although, you know, considering how well the zucchini did, I'm kind of thinking this bed wasn't bad at all. And because grazon generally kills everything but grasses, it definitely didn't kill the zucchini. So I think that bed might have been good. All right. Ooh, I think it's time to pick some eggplants too. These aren't really getting any bigger. They've kind of stopped. Ooh, I should have brought my basket down here with my snippers. So I'm definitely going to have to run back up there and grab my basket, because there's no way I'm going to be able to carry this all up there to the house. I should have brought one with me, but I just kind of spontaneously grabbed the camera and came on out here this evening. So every morning when I come out here, just as it's barely getting light, there's a man that actually lives somewhere up our road who goes running every morning. And he started doing it several months ago. If I'm out here and the dogs are in the yard, the dogs just start going absolutely bonkers. And it's because when he's running down the road, there's a dog that runs with him, and it just follows him the whole way, his whole route, every single day. And it's funny because Mr. Smith saw him run by one day, and he said, yeah, it's not my dog. He just started following me, and he goes the whole route. So somebody's dog sees this guy going running every morning, and every morning he joins them and just goes the whole route with him, wherever it is he runs to. He runs a good bit, like distance running or something, through the mountains. So yesterday morning, Mr. Smith was out here, and the guy went running by, and this time he paused and asked us if we had seen the wolf dogs anywhere. And we told him, well, about the incident that we had with them trying to get milk dud that night. And then actually a couple nights ago, we were just getting ready to go to bed, and one of our sensors went off. We have some sensors here and there that let us know if things come onto our property, like coming up our driveway, things like that. If something sets it off, there's a chime that goes off in our house, and it tells us actually which sensor it is that was activated. And it went off, and looked outside, and we have a security light that's right here over the garden. So this whole area is completely lit up at night. And between the security light and the house, I could see the silhouette of a very large canine coming up towards the house. And of course, Mr. Smith and I immediately threw our shoes on, grabbed the flashlights, grabbed a rifle, came outside, because we didn't know if it was one of the wolf dogs or if it was a big coyote. It had some size to it, so I'm kind of thinking it may have been one of the wolf dogs. But all of our cats are up at night. We have 3 outdoor cats. Our 2 that came with us from Alabama, Stumper and Nubs, they are siblings. They are the Manxes that you see from time to time, the orange tabbies. Manxes are a short-tailed breed of cat. I get so many questions about them. People asking me, what happened to your cat's tails? It's like, nothing, they were born that way. So they're up every night. We've trained them since they were kittens to go up at night. And then we started locking up Milk Dud at night too, ever since his run-in with the wolf dogs. And so we knew that, you know, they were going to be safe and everything. However, you know, if we catch sight of one of those wolf dogs, we are going to shoot it because they are a problem. And so as I was saying, the guy who was running by, you know, asked if we had seen the wolf dogs, because just up the road, like around the corner, there's this kind of clear area. And he said that the wolf dogs had gotten a hold of something over there and had just, we'll just say they made a mess of it. I won't go into details, it's gory. But they're around, and in addition to the wolf dogs, he has seen bear tracks and bear scat. He hasn't seen the bear, but he has also seen a cougar more than once. You know, as we began moving in, I met a man who lives on up the road a ways, and he stopped and introduced himself, chatted with me for a few minutes, and he showed me a picture off of his trail camera right up the road. So we've known all along that they were here. I mean, you kind of expect that. The ones that the runner saw, I think they were the more traditional kind of buff tan colored ones, unlike the one that was up that away. But you know, those big cats, just like bears and everything else, most of these animals don't want anything to do with humans. If they catch sight of us or catch scent of us or hear us, they are generally hightailing it on out. But that said, I am cautious. You know, for instance, Betsy is with me right now. I carry her with me, and if I'm out here in the garden, you know, the other day I did a video where I was sitting out here and you could see her hanging in my carrier right there behind me. You know, I've always got her nearby for the most part. So if I need to, I can grab her up real quick. But, you know, I've had a couple people comment recently that they were, they hated that, you know, I had to be afraid of them or afraid of the wolf dogs and afraid of the things out here. But to be quite honest, I'm not afraid of anything out here. I don't live in fear. I mean, we live in the mountains. There's wildlife here. When we lived in Alabama, we were surrounded by woods. Now, our property had pasture land, and so we didn't have woods right up by our house, but we had woods all around us, and there was wildlife out there. I mean, we had the wild hogs, we had the bobcats, we had coyotes, we had, you know, all sorts of things. And a lady across the road from us who raised the cattle, the Wagyu beef, she messaged me one day to give me a heads up that she was pretty sure they had caught a mountain lion, aka cougar, puma, panther, whatever you call it, basically the same thing, on one of her cameras. So it's always funny because the wildlife people will often say, oh no, they're not here, they don't live here anymore. But very often, people who live in the area, you know, the locals, the ones who are out there all the time, they'll tell you otherwise. And there in Alabama, the wildlife people always said, nope, there's no cougars here, they're not here anymore, or anything like that. All of the people who live in the area would disagree, until one day, not too far from us, it was confirmed that one was caught on camera. And then they had to admit, oh yes, they are here. And it's kind of the same thing here. You know, they say they're not here, but they're here. But all that to say, you know, we live where nature is. We live where the wild animals are. We do things to be cautious, but there's no need to live in fear. So with that, I'm gonna head on up here to the house and grab a basket so I can come back down here and get all of those goodies. And then I'm gonna call it a night because the sun is well past the western mountains and it is getting dark quick. So thanks for spending some time out here with me this evening. I'll talk to y'all next time.